but I figured try something I might be able to do. This is just a test run. I'm gonna try to maybe tell a story while I play Dishonored 2. So I mean, this is really just more, video to go along with my story. I can't really do any face reveal. I mean, I'm not really trying to hide my face, it's just I don't really have a camera. So, yeah. Been feeling kind of down lately. I don't know, maybe I'm just not eating enough. But, yeah. There's a vault over there, I'm gonna try to get it. But, let me try to think of a story I could tell while I stream. Gosh, you think you've got so much to tell until you gotta put yourself out,
Shh, we shouldn't be talking about this.
Until later, then.
They're talking about me.
Are you, coming tonight?
Story. It's kind of hard because I gotta think about what's interesting about me. Okay, here's one.
It's not my job to clean up.
So, my dad has this interest in motorcycles, and when I was 13, I came home from school one day, and there was this little Honda 100cc dirt bike, and I said, "Dad, whose dirt bike is that? That's pretty cool." And he goes, "Well, that's your dirt bike, Matt." And I mean, honestly, it wasn't my birthday or anything. It was just I came home from a day of school, and it was just I had this dirt bike now. My dad wanted me to be able to ride dirt bikes with him, and he wanted that to be like our thing, is to go out and ride dirt bikes. We've gone camping a lot, and we've gone to campgrounds where you could ride dirt bikes. It's just I've never had a dirt bike myself. I've never actually even ridden a dirt bike before, or an ATV. Like, I've sat on the back of my dad's motorcycles before, and I've always wanted a motorcycle, but this was the first real deal. So there's this road that runs along a turnpike, and between the road and the turnpike there's this canal, and then on the side of the canal with the turnpike there's a fence, but on the side where we were at there's no fence. Then on the road too there's neighborhoods. I feel like I'm missing a guy. He's probably the guy who was upstairs. But yeah, so he took me out to this. It was just this long stretch of road, and then there was a big, like maybe 15 feet of grass, and in that 15 feet of grass there's like this wide sidewalk that stretched alongside the canal. That way, people could run along the canal. It was a nice long stretch. It was easy to just kind of exercise there. And my dad was right to think, like, he's like, okay, this is just one long straight road, how can he mess it up? This is a great place to practice. And it was. It's one of my fondest memories with my father is going out to this road to practice my first time riding a dirt bike. So, like, before we even did any of that, my dad got me all this equipment that I'm supposed to wear while I ride a dirt bike. You know, a helmet, dirt bike pants that have leather. Oh, I wore these dirt bike pants all the time to school too. Really cringy. You know, like I could ride a dirt bike, but not impressively after this. But I mean, still, the fact remains that like he got me all this stuff. You know, waterproof boots and all this gear, a helmet, gloves. Like it was, I was in the legitimate business of knowing how to ride a dirt bike. And so my dad starts me off. He sits me on the dirt bike, beginning of the sidewalk, and he says, "Matt, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the clutch, or pull the brake, pull the clutch. You're gonna use your left foot to shift the bike into gear, and you're gonna slowly release the clutch as if you're holding onto bubble gum, as if like the clutch is being pulled by bubble gum. You know, my hand was supposed to be the bubble gum, and then you slowly pull on the throttle once you feel it start to move forward." And he said, "Don't let go of it too quick, but don't let go of it too slow. You know, you've got to like feel when it starts to roll forward by itself, and then just, you know, roll with it." I said, "Okay." And like as soon as I felt it roll forward, I just let go of the clutch, and I jerked the throttle, and I was on the floor. I looked around, I didn't know what happened, and what had happened was the
I don't know
bike
that ship, but maybe the captain
had just
can help.
shot out from under me and rolled into the canal. Like it just
Locked. What am I supposed to do now?
by itself
Not my concern, citizen. I'd advise you to return to your home.
just kind of
I can't get through. That's it for my shop.
just kind of rolled into the canal. And you know, like I'm sitting there, my dad's screaming like, "No, no, 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 no!" And I didn't know what to do. I was scared because like it just ripped itself out from under me. It was like a cartoon, you know, like it just zipped out from under me and rolled into the canal. And this canal was not deep. It was this canal was deep. It was man-made as a trench, like irrigation, I think, and just it was like there wasn't like any gentle slope. Like the canal itself is probably 10 feet across, and it just goes down like now. And you know, my dirt bike was in there. All right, buddy. The reason we were able to actually like get the bike back was because it kept making. Oh, I'm attracting a lot of attention. Okay.
You ready? What are you?
You aren't going anywhere. Who is? I'll tear you.
You won't go far.
He's wounded.
Ooh.
Finish it. Come here, you take this. You're so dead.
I really need a save. I really need to do that. Like, for real. But yeah, so, crap, I gotta go so far back. So, my dad pulled the dirt bike out of the canal, and he was like, "Matt, you need to get right back on this." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Matt, you need to get right on this bike right now. Otherwise, you'll never be able to get on it again." Because, I mean, he could see it. I was scared. I was really, really scared. Of, you know, hurting myself now that, you know, I've gone this far. But, you know, I got back up on the bike, and I started, you know, I did it a little bit. I went out, I made a slow turn, you know, and for the most part, everything was alright. And after that, it was an alright experience. But, and then we started bringing the dirt bike home, and my mom asked me, "So how'd it go?" And you know, I said, "Oh, I drove it into a canal." And she was a little not happy about that part, but you know, it gave us an experience, and my dad said, so we have to name the bike now, because that was like our thing. My dad's first bike was like a little hog or something, and we called it Piglet because it was really small. And then he had another bike, and it was bigger and louder, so we called it the Dragon. And then, you know, my bike, I said, oh, let's call it the Headless Horseman, because it just kind of... just kind of, you know, rode off by itself. But my dad's like, no. We gotta call it Bubbles, because we never would have pulled it out of the canal if it weren't for all the bubbles it was making.
Bastard!
Oh, he's dead. Okay. And so that eventually I guess we settled on Bubbles, because that's what my bike became known as. And you know, over the years we'd ride together. I enjoyed trail riding. I just, you know, like riding on you know, pre-made dirt roads, riding on, you know, streets, and I didn't like going off doing anything too crazy like jumps or anything like that. But you know, we had Bubbles, and eventually we sold Bubbles because I was getting too big for it. I didn't really like riding it anymore. So, you know, why have this bike if we're not gonna ride it? And so we ended up selling Bubbles. But when it came time to sell, like, I was like, yeah, this is Bubbles. And so they were looking at it. My dad pulls me aside and he says, Matt, don't call this thing Bubbles when we're selling this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Because, you know, if, you know, you're trying to buy a dirt bike, you kind of don't want to know that, you know, you're not going to really want to take a bike that's been submerged entirely in water. You know, that can affect the runtime of it a little bit. But, so that was Bubbles. Other than that, okay, I'm gonna very quickly here save. Okay.
I don't know that ship, but maybe the captain can help.
To make sure things like this don't happen.
Road is blocked by order of the City Watch.
What? What am I supposed to do now?
Not my concern, citizen. I'd advise you to return to your home.
If I can't get through, what was that?
Did you hear someone over there? I just need to make sure.
Oh well.
This is a little bit of a pickle.
So if I have two, and I give him one, I still got me one. But then if I eat it... No, if he eats it, then what?
Oop, 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 oop.
Hey, Lewis!
Alright.
Revenge!
Alright, that went a little better than most of the times here. Ooh.
It's the Royal Protector. Former, I mean.
Ah. Okay. That's enough of that.
First, this place has changed a lot over the years. And now, what's ever going on tonight?
You have to understand. I'm going to call for help if you don't go.
Oh.
Hey!
Okay. A little rude.
Glenn heard fighting between some of the guards earlier. This is bad.
Face for?
You have to understand. I'm going to call for help if you don't go.
Why do I pay for a house for servants when they can't do anything?
There, I'm gone. Nerve of some people.
Shit. The Hatter gang.
Let's show this one some of the new Dunwall hospitality. Lucky, a visitor to Hatter territory.
There we go. That's not what I wanted to do. You can use a grindstone in this game? Interesting. Use that. Yeah. So, yeah. I need to what go? Oh. There we go. Okay. Let's get down here. Ooh.
One night at the body house. One night. Now I'm covered in chancers.
Oh, what's another story?
That's Corvo Watano.
Sneak up, get that guy. There we go. That's probably the smoothest that my gameplay's gone thus far. So I need to get to that boat. There might be some stuff I'm missing, but...
Is there any chance I could slip past all these Lord Lord Protector.
It's another good
Forgive
story.
me for saying it, but you look like death warmed over.
Not so much good.
It's been an unusual day. There's a coup
Story.
underway, and I'm being blamed for the Crown Killer murders.
My name's Megan Foster. I work with an old ally of yours, Anton Sokolov. We learned something scary down in the south, and I came to warn
I
you.
remember one
I know
time,
Anton.
me and my
The
dad
Duke's here with a
were
woman named Delilah who
on a
seized
camping
the
trip.
throne.
We were in a
They
camping group through the
had Emily
YMCA.
and I barely got out.
And so like all these families
Now,
would sign
I have to
up,
get
they'd be in the
away,
group, and
recover
then
my footing.
the YMCA would like say like, hey,
Bad
everyone go
things
here.
always seem to happen in
It'd be a
Dunwall.
good place to camp.
Feels like the
It'd be
end
like
of the
once a
world.
month we'd all go to a
I need to
campground,
get to
and
Karnaca,
it
where
was
the
like me and a
Crown Killer
bunch of other
murders
kids my
started.
age.
Delilah must have been
remember
down
one
there
time,
for a while, and I've got to figure out what's going
Yeah,
on.
we were kind of like
The
a little
dreadful
gang
world will
almost. Like
get
we
you
only
there.
saw each other like for 1 weekend in the month,
Should we
but
go?
we're still pretty good friends. And we would make trouble a lot. And I remember this one time we were at this one campground. It was a KOA somewhere. Don't remember, but
Let's go.
we would always get each other's backs as much as possible. And I remember one time, one of them accidentally dropped his glow stick under a guy's trailer. The guy came out and like saw the kid just under his trailer and like started screaming at him. So like we were all like, we gotta get back at him. He's like, this is an old fart screaming at us kids. And ooh, no civilians, kids, buddies, detections. Yeah, I'm not doing too good here, am I? But yeah. So this guy yelled at my friend, and I don't remember who it was, but this one kid was like, "Hey, let's like go to the bathroom, get some wet paper towels, wet toilet paper, and just like basically make these giant toilet paper spitballs at this guy's trailer." And yeah, that basically we basically like shoved all these toilet paper wads at like in this guy's like
Something's
window
not right,
screens.
but it seems familiar somehow.
And I mean, like, after we were done chucking these things at this guy's window, and basically the entire side of his trailer where the door was, the guy wasn't there. Like, we started like leaving, but as we were leaving, we walked around the trailer to leave like through where the like entrance to the little lot was, and the guy was walking back, and we were just like, oh gosh. Oh, and we started like running. Oh.
I remember this endless cold.
I really don't like that they gave
Where are
Corvo
you?
a voice.
You might as well show yourself.
Corvo, old friend. Do I even have to say it? You've lost another empress.
But yeah, so like this guy like told our parents, and like me and my friend, this is middle of the day, by the way.
Give you my mark for a
Middle of the day we did this, broad daylight.
I wanted to know what
We
happens when you take
toilet paper
another
trashed
man's
this guy's
life away.
house.
When you push his
Not
feet
house,
down in the mud.
trailer. And
What will you do? Given the chance.
so like me and like two other kids like ran out. We
And
tried
what
to
it was.
like just hang out in a
You gave
tree, and
yourself
we were
a
like, oh yeah,
record
like
terror.
we're not gonna get caught. And then
Everything you
this
had.
other kid who never went along with us, he was kind of like the black sheep of the pack.
But
He,
now
you know,
it has.
he was smart.
And
He
this
didn't
time
come
you
out
know
and do
what
all
it
this with
means.
us. He didn't like causing
Will you do it all
trouble.
again?
He didn't like doing any of that.
Man now.
But he came up and said like, "Hey,
I felt this so long ago. The void. It was still there all along.
but yeah."
Never thought I'd be here again.
Yeah, this kid came up and he's like, "Hey, you need to come
Feels
over
as good as
here.
I
Your dad's
remember."
really mad." We're like, "Oh no."
Now I'm going to save my daughter and win back her throne.
Man. Ooh. Ah, dang. But yeah, so like we got in trouble. I mean, pretty obviously. But I mean, it wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been. Cause I mean, like we were just told like we had to apologize. I mean, like all we really did was throw wet paper at the guy's trailer. It's not like we did any real damage. But
I've been here before.
yeah, that was a thing that me and my friends did. We just toilet papered a guy's trailer, and that was like my bad boy phase. Well,
You've been through so much.
when I was a lot younger,
As an echo of myself.
like before I turned 10, I think,
To know you're there.
I hung out with this
Josephine.
teenager.
If all I
And,
can
like,
hear are the last echoes of your
I don't want to
voice,
say delinquents, but
That's enough.
basically delinquents of the neighborhood.
Only the
Because I mean, there
last
weren't a
of
lot of
my
kids in the
essence.
neighborhood,
With you
and you know,
for
when you're a
while.
kid, you want to hang out with people your own age. So like, I hung out with them, and
Only I could
this
reach
guy taught me how to
across this
steal.
great
I was
expanse
still pretty
and
nerdy
take you
back
in
then.
my
Like I
arms.
wasn't athletic, couldn't run for very long, but like I had these shoes
My gift.
that you would press buttons on the shoes, and like these little wheels would pop out. Like
I
the
will guide you when
what
I
shoe
can.
companies were selling instead of Heelys, because you know Heelys are in the heels, but these were like big, thick, bulky shoes that had like a metal little plate on the bottom, that little that you know, little wheels would pop out of, and freaking I would take that in there, and like he'd be like, all right, let's go to the gas station. And I'd go in and I'd take candy. And
Who is Delilah really? Jessamine's sister, bearing the outsider's mark.
yeah, so that was basically what I spent my early days doing, was just going around like stealing from a gas station that was out near my neighborhood, and
Delilah slit man's throat
we'd
for
go
a
light
pair of
firecrackers in the
shoes
canal
and
behind my
some of the most
neighborhood.
beautiful portraits of the age,
We'd
all in the same year.
Me and the older kid, the 13-year-old, we'll call him Jay.
Survival
He
ambition, arts and
like he'd get
magic.
firecrackers and
The
stuff
colony
from
of
like I don't know
citizens
where,
lives
and
around her.
like we ended up going out to the canal, and he'd be like, all right, let's you know, let's light these bottle rockets, and like they'd shoot off, and like
And now she's an
and
empress.
like we got the bright idea, like, hey,
No
let's,
secret.
you know,
She
aim
set her
them
eyes
straight,
on a much greater
you know,
prize.
horizontal, and see if we can outrun them. And that became a thing where like I learned how to use a lighter because he taught me how to light firecrackers, and I actually ended up burning myself because I didn't know like flames went up. I thought they just like went out like a little torch. But I remember one time a few of us got together, and one of us found like, I guess, condoms in our
Just when you
dad's
think you've got it all
drawer or
figured out,
something, and
Just as you're starting
you know,
to
we're all
relax,
pre-puberty,
You looked up and there are wolves at the gate. Teen,
and like he's
boarding a ship bound for Dunwall.
explaining
It
what
was dawn and I'd been up all night
the reproductive
dancing,
systems
three sheets to
were,
the wind.
and like
I
looking
was
back on it,
puffed
he
up
was
with the
wrong
old
about a
dude's
lot
favor.
of stuff.
And I thought
I
I
don't
was
really
the
want to get
greatest
into that,
swordsman the
but
Isles had ever
that was
known.
something that he was,
In the 36 years since,
you know,
I've
kids
buried
trying to
countless
understand
enemies,
adult.
dreams.
We ended up finding this
Thought I'd come
box
home
that
to
someone had
Karnataka,
left on the canal
most
road,
wanted
because
man
it's
in
a
the
service
empire,
road, and
following the trail of a monstrous killer. Who'd have thought I'd be on the run again?
one of
Wade
us
through another river
learned
of
very
blood.
quickly that the condoms were extremely flammable, and so we just like wrapped these things around a box, like poked holes in the box and like tied knots, and just like lit the thing on fire and just pushed it down the canal. And the walls of the canal were very unkept. It was very grassy, very like a lot of trees, and yeah. Let's see here. Put you here. And I'll put you here. Where are you right now?
Was so grand.
So are you used to living in a palace? But okay. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, there's my crossbow. But yeah, we ended up lighting this box on fire. We pushed it down the canal, and I got immediately worried because it got stuck on this tree that we couldn't get to, because like there were too many brambles around the tree, and like this box was like burning so much that like I was like, oh no, the tree's gonna catch fire, the tree's gonna catch fire. And everyone's like, no, don't worry about it, it's in like the box is floating in water, and the box will burn out before the tree, you know, does. Scratch that none till bring him back home as a show of faith that he will be coming back. Still looks like something fell on the other side. Alright, let's do this.
Must be cursed. Daft old man. This is some shit.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure the fire ended up going out. But, I used to set a lot of things on fire when I was younger. I would burn things in my room a lot. I don't know, it's cool sometimes. But, you know, it's not always the best thing to do. I mean, especially what I know now, like, you never want to set things on fire inside of a house. That's, it's not really the best way about going, you know, the best way of going about things.
Distracted by some score there. You're up.
All right, you've explained.
We'll take the skiff to the shore when you're ready.
Mortimer Ramsey, the entitled son of entitled parents. The Duke's coup relied on a weasel like you.
Alright.
Ready for me to drop you at the docks?
Ready. The old city must have changed a lot.
Off we go then.
One more time, old friend.
No. Something that I learned pretty late in high school was long distance relationships aren't really worth it when you're young, because you want to learn what being in a relationship is really about. You know, maybe there are people who are younger who can really actually appreciate what it's like, but I was in a long distance relationship throughout my, I think, junior and senior year, but it was like the worst. Looking back on it, it's like the worst thing I could have done to myself. I lost a lot of opportunities, but I mean, mainly I think it kind of taught me a lot. Especially now, I wish I could go back and, you know, like, not do that, because it was a big waste of time and energy on my part. You know, the distance was some 6 odd states. I was 17. You know, I'm making like $8 an hour. I couldn't afford to go anywhere.
Admire by boat, but security's too tight. The Grand Guard have a watchtower there. Go inland and use the carriage station. Before his death, the old Duke of Serkono spent decades building up Karnaca. After
But
Duke
that
Leopold
ended
took
really
over, he
crappily.
started draining the wealth out of the city
She
as
ended
fast
up
as he could.
texting me, breaking up with me, telling me that there was a death in our family, and that me not being there was too much.
Strangers get attacked on sight.
Like, you know, I can't be there to, you know, comfort her, and that was true. But then, like, a year later, she told me, like, the whole reason she really did it was because she had a friend who was, like, talking her out of dating me so that they could date her.
She'll help if she can.
I mean, I think that was kind of a crappy thing to do.
I'll see you later at Addermire. Just wait
And,
to bring up the boat until
you know, then,
after
like,
I've
she tried to, like, take
disabled the
claim, like,
watchtower.
hey, like, can you... I was in another relationship, like, hey, can you not be in a relationship? Or, not, you know, be in a serious
Karnaca, stranger.
relationship, so that way, like, you know, you and I still have a chance.
Your face is covered.
It's not on the register. Maybe one of the recent importers from Warwick.
Let's give it a day or two. She's still there.
That's Addermire in the distance.
Recognize you?
Oh, I don't mind. Okay.
Alright then. Maybe a little more. Damn, the light is amazing, but I'm going sunblind. The way the ocean shimmers.
Uh,
Maybe I just won't pay it all.
I'm tired. How long, my dearest? How long must I endure in this shadow state?
Oh, wow, I think that means that... Alright, let's see what my objectives are. You know what? I'm kind of glad that I'm not with at long distance, just mainly because like that wasn't really healthy for me, and
Hello there.
like even my relationship with her, like it's not the best. So like I don't know. I'm kind of glad that we're not dating. We're not really talking. 'Cause I'm not the kind. We really don't connect in that way at all.
An underground market. Illegal trade means weapons and ammunition.
Oh, you're kind. Thank you. If you want to get past that wall of light, I've heard... Let's hope you never need help.
Wait, did he just stop telling me because I took his stuff? That sucks. But where is this market?
Hey, come here.
Me? Out here?
I have something that might interest you. My name's Mindy Blanchard.
Oh?
And that mask tells me you're someone who goes into places where you don't belong. Want to help me with something? You scratch my ass, I'll scratch yours.
That's
I need
disgusting.
to get to Addermeyer Institute. Can you help?
Yeah, I know how to do that. You go get
I
a
don't know.
body for me, and I'll help you with your problem. Don't worry, he's already dead.
You want me to bring you a corpse? What's the story there?
The overseers are holding him at their
I
outpost.
think we'll end the stream here.
They think he was a kind of a
This.
witch. I want the body for reasons of my own. Sneak
Oh,
in
gosh.
and take it. Then meet me in the old basement below the dentist office near there.
I'll consider it.
Alright. Side quest. Sweet. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll end the stream here. I'll try to think of better things to talk about next time. Alright, but you know, keep it easy. Have a good night.